Aisha?
I'm feeling good. Like next week, I have the gestational diabetes check. I know y'all all remember that. So I had to take that drink and eventually wait for the results to come in. So a lot of labs. But ever since I did the 20-week scan, I've been feeling a lot more calmer because the ultrasound technician told me everything was okay. And it was just so funny, y'all, because I know y'all can relate being a NICU mom and even special needs mom, your radar goes up. And so when, she was asking me, do you want to know the baby's sex? And I'm thinking about how's the amniotic fluid?
Right.
How's the kidneys? I'm not thinking about gender. I'm thinking about the medical aspect. How is she in the womb, So once I got that scan, I've been more peaceful and just embracing the new journey, new experience. So
it's good. I was thinking about you that scan, and I was just like praying it was everything's fine.
It's like the trauma never goes away. Once you've gone through this experience, you always have it in your gut, in your intuition, like, is everything okay? Is everything all right? So, but they reassured me everything's okay. They actually told me it's a boring pregnancy. And I said, I'll take that. I'll take it, So, but I just wanted to go around the table and let y'all introduce yourselves, where y'all from, your name, and how many babies you have.
Okay, so I'll start. So my name is Ebony Ford. I'm from the Washington, D.C. area. I have one daughter. I had her at 26 weeks. She has chronic lung disease, BPD. She also has another condition called pulmonary fibromatosis, basically just tumors on her right lung. Most recently weaned off of full-time oxygen a couple of months ago, which has been awesome. And she's now 2, and she's just as rambunctious as the rest. So I'm on because I want to hear about those who do have other. We are trying for baby number 2. So I just want to hear what you guys' experiences are, what that's like, taking that leap of faith again. For us, I had my daughter because of health, basically, preeclampsia and health. And it was sudden onset, so we had like no time to even try anything. Like she just had to come. So yeah. That's my story.
That's good. Thank you, Ebony, for sharing. Lene or Rachel, y'all pick.
Okay, I'll go. So I'm Rachel. I'm from London in the UK, and I have a 6-week-old son. He's trying to nap at the moment. And he was, I found out at 20 weeks, maybe I had no fluid. So I had a shunt surgery at 21 weeks, and I managed to get some low fluid. And then he just came home actually last Thursday, so we're really happy. So he has prune belly syndrome and CKD, but his creatinine levels have been improving a lot actually since over the 6 weeks. So at the highest it was 270, and now it's down to 118. And so we're hoping it will just continue to go down. So he's just having a couple of medications like sodium, and he got a UTI, so we're in the hospital a bit longer than we expected, but he had a vesicostomy, and that's working really well. And then he'll have more surgery later, to fix the narrowing of the urethra. He's on his own oxygen, and so he's in a miracle. It's a miracle because it was just such a stressful half second half of the pregnancy, and it was an amazing birth. Like it was a planned cesarean, but then he was early. But then my consultant was there, so it was amazing. So we've had a really positive team around us. So yeah, we're feeling good.
That's good. Thank you, Rachel, for sharing your story. And I'm glad he's here and he's doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, Lene, you're up.
So, my name is Lene. I'm in San Diego, California. I have a 3-year-old, and I have, yeah, I know. I have a 9-month-old.
Oh.
Here, you can say hi to everybody. Say hi. Oh, okay, or not. It's fine. Yeah, so my Cali girl was in the hospital for almost 3 months, and I was hospitalized for a little over a month at, I believe, 25 weeks and a few days. And then I delivered her maybe almost 5 weeks later. And so they discharged me, but kept her for an additional almost 3 months. But she had acid reflux. To be honest, she's thriving, and I think there hasn't been any real challenges, except for just making sure that she makes her developmental stage marks in between her chronological age and her adjusted age. But I think that's probably the most that we've been worried. But I'm grateful she's here and she's healthy.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yes, what do you need, honey?
So cute.
Yeah, I'm studying for physics and calculus too, and so she's not really interested in letting me study by myself. So she's been my study partner for chemistry, all of it. So
better you than me. I couldn't take that on.
Literally. And this is the second semester after having her that I was in school. And I said, okay, this is my last semester in school. After that, I'm going back to work, and then I'll take like one class at a time.
Yeah, pace yourself, because it can be very overwhelming.
It was.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
Mm-hmm. Especially online, those accelerated courses.
Yeah.
That's tied up into 8 weeks instead of like 15. Yeah.
Well, the last semester, in the middle of it, they said, okay, this is the last couple of days that you'll be on campus. After that, due to COVID-19, you're going to go to school from home. And they couldn't lay everything out like tutoring and all that. So I ended up failing physics that semester, and then I'm retaking it again. But thankfully, they allowed me to remove it as an excuse withdrawal.
Oh, that's good.
So it's been fairly hectic. And then my husband left, I think, 2 months out of that. Excuse me. Thank you. Here, have a seat. My husband left 2 months out of that semester and left me with 2 kids. So they kept double teaming me. And by the time he came back, it was too late for me to catch up with school. So I just said, okay, I'll take it over.
Yeah.
Take it over, see where it goes.
Oh, good luck with that.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Now, Lene, are you using the GI Bill?
I'm actually using it's the Board of Governors grant.
Okay.
And basically, I'm using it through the community college system. So all the community colleges are $20 a semester.
Oh, nice.
Because my husband's active duty. So I'm trying to stay within the state school system, like going to a UC or a Cal State system, but I don't really know if that's going to work because this is my second bachelor's degree. And once you get your first degree, they go, okay, congratulations, you have to get your master's. You can't get a bachelor's degree. So we'll see, because the only school eligible for the online degree I want that's accredited is Arizona State University, and the unit cost is like $700 a unit.
Oh my God.
How many
Yes.
units do you need?
I'm sorry, Rachel?
How many units do you need?
So in order to get a degree from Arizona State, it's 30 units, but there's some prerequisite courses and some, upper division courses I have to take in order to get my degree anyway. So
Yeah.
it's a bit of a muddled situation, because my first degree was film production, so it has nothing. There's nothing related that I can transfer it over. So
Yeah.
I'm basically taking science and math classes until I can get my degree and see where it goes from there.
Yeah.
So it's an adventure. It's
Ooh-wee.
definitely an adventure.
Well, I wish you all the best. I'm done with school. I got my master's last year, and
Yes,
I'm done.
yes. You have an option to be done at a master's. Done.
I'm done.
Yes.
This is like my god sister told me, "Are you going for the doctorate?" I said, "No, Jalil's my doctorate." I feel like,
Yes.
our children have taught us so much about being a doctor.
Yes. We're done here. Yes. Thank you.
But yeah, for y'all, I do have a few direct questions, and I'm hoping a couple moms with multiples will come on this chat, but if not, we'll keep flowing. But I know that Lene and Ebony, I've been following both of y'all on Instagram, and y'all have two y'all have girls. So Ebony, I see Rain's story all the time on social media, and you can speak about too your platform on how you use her story to help with the March of Dimes too. So use that opportunity to share. But I just wanted to glean from your wisdom as girl moms. How is it? Like, I find myself right now, I'm extremely emotional. And I'm crying at the smallest little things. And I did not do that with Jalil. Any movie I watch, any show I watch, I'll start tearing up. And I said, this is a new pregnancy symptom. So I just wanted to see, like, what are the symptoms like that y'all had with your baby girls?
Well, I was definitely emotional, which I'm typically not. I'm not emotional, but not like so easily moved. I was crying at like my food wasn't right, and I was ready to cry. I don't know, just anything. I was just ready to cry. I didn't know why I was so emotional. I think too, for me, it was because we had so many losses before my daughter, and then we had like a period of like straight infertility, like couldn't get pregnant, didn't have any answers or anything. So she was like a complete miracle out of the sky. We had just given up and just moved on, and then she came. So I was already like, just, I guess, like emotionally just on edge. I was fearful something was going to happen. And as soon as I let my guard down around like 6 months, preeclampsia was like, okay, now that you're chilling, I got you. And 26 weeks, all hell broke loose. So I know the emotions for me, it never stopped. Like having my daughter, as you can see, I'm having a blast dressing her. My daughter is quite the little fashionista, so I'm having a ball dressing her. I can find things for her that I can't find for me. So yeah, that's fun. You suddenly get a strange bow addiction. My daughter has over 300. They are in a shoe organizer on her door, organized by color. That's how bad I got it. Bow, let me see, bow, shoe, you name it. I found all of these different mediums to shop for her. I don't know. I've become really obsessed. And I mean, maybe I'd have been this way with the son too, but in my family anyway, there's like a long lineage of like mother-daughter relationship strife. Like there's the strife there. And I was elated that I was having a girl, but I got scared too, because I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna have to overcome this. Like Little did I know, my daughter being born early, being in the NICU, was the key that fixed me and my mother's relationship. It was the key that helped my mother and my grandmother to come back together. And just my whole family, it just kind of mended things. So it was really, really beautiful to see. But yeah, being a girl mom is awesome. I honestly can't imagine having a boy because I just like all things girly. So you said our Instagram. How our Instagram started is that my family is all about an hour to an hour and a half away from where we live. So we started Instagram to kind of document her NICU journey, and it just grew. I had my personal Instagram, so I would like tag her in a picture or whatever that I posted, and then her following grew. As of yesterday, her following is bigger than mine. She's about to hit like 2,400 on Instagram, which is ridiculous that a 2-year-old has that many followers. But what happened is that after she got out of the NICU and things kind of settled down, I reached out to March Adams and was just like, hey, how can I like volunteer in my area? I don't really see much going on in my area. What's up? So they connected me with someone who reached out, and she was just like, we want to start our ambassadors program again. Do you have a social media? So I gave them mine and I gave them Rain's. They went to Rain's and called me back the next day and was like, yeah, you're the one for this. You're the one, because I tell our story on her Instagram like I hope nothing back. Like I share the good, the bad, the ugly of what it's like to parent a premature child, our emotions concerning it, every hospitalization, whatever. Like I'm showing you, because I want to be the answer I didn't have. Like while I was in the NICU, I didn't know there were Instagram accounts. I didn't know there was, apps, and I didn't know. Nobody around me had ever had a preemie, so I really just set out to be the answer other people didn't have. And then I realized my story was so unique. I didn't know that, people don't like almost die having babies. Like I was in complete kidney and liver failure, intubated. I was not awake from my daughter's birth. I did not wake until 24 hours later, in the ICU, tubes everywhere, tubes down my throat, the whole nine. It was quite the traumatic experience. But thank God they were able to reverse everything. I didn't need a transplant. I was able to get up, and within like 12 hours later, I was able to go down to the actual L&D floor, and then the NICU daughter. It's not normal. That's a normal experience that I didn't realize the gravity of that until I got on social media and started talking to other people and see other people's stories. So Marcia Downs was like, yeah, this is the maternal health crisis. And all of this is because at the last appointment before that, I went in and I said, hey, my ankles are a little swollen. The doctor it wasn't my normal doctor. It was a different gentleman, but he just kind of wrote it off like, whatever. Didn't send me for any blood work, urine, or anything. Whereas my doctor made me do it every single appointment. He didn't bother. He was just like, oh, okay, you've been doing blood work and stuff. It's all fine. Okay, all fine. Had he done it at that appointment, had something been wrong, I would not have flown across the country to Las Vegas. The flight is what kicked off all of my symptoms, basically. And by the time we landed in Las Vegas and we got settled, I couldn't fit my shoes. My hands were swollen. I could barely walk. I could barely breathe. I couldn't lay down flat. I was just miserable. So basically, I flew back just to have my baby, you might as well say, because that's exactly what happened right after I got back. Emergency, crash, C-section, the whole nine. So just sharing my story and encouraging other Black women to advocate for themselves, and when they can't, to have someone else there. I didn't have a doula or anything like that. I am heavily advocating for that. I will have one in my next birth. I didn't have anybody to tell me don't do this kind of C-section or ask them can they do this or do that, because now every child I have has to be done by C-section. A VBAC is not an option by any means because of how they cut me. So, that's just mainly my work through March Times. We were able to do a campaign called It's Not Fine, where there's commercial and print ads and stuff like that. on TV and on print, whatever, you'll see pictures of me and my daughter, but basically talking about how women are dismissed, our symptoms, especially Black women, our symptoms are dismissed. We say we're in pain, we're not believed. We say something's wrong, we're not believed. And then things happen like what happened to me. Almost died to have my daughter. So that's our work. We go around, we tell our story with major vendors, those who fund March of Dimes. This year, obviously, we couldn't have the walk, but we did have a virtual walk. We were able to share our story. Gerber execs, all those different people were able to share our story. And even with other moms who are in the NICU, were able to mentor through March of Dimes, also through my own website. I started a website and a blog, so I do mentoring through there too. But yeah, we've got to do something about this maternal health crisis because too many of us are dying and we don't have to. So that's been my work, basically.
It said so much, Ebony. I just like, oh my God, like I can resonate with you because in particular, my mom and my relationship was hindered. And it was hindered for years, mainly because of just friction between her divorcing my dad and just a lot of drama. And so when I told my husband, when we had our experience with the NICU, and she's never had this, I'm her only daughter, only baby. So her walking me through that, it created a peace in the friction that we were going through in the past tense. Because I left my mom at 13 because things were so bad, between her and my dad and visitation rights and whatnot. My dad ended up taking custody, and ever since then she has that trauma. But at the same time, when we had that NICU experience, it really drew us closer because my mom was there. Like as soon as they took Jaleel to the NICU, she was there to help me get cleaned up, give me together emotionally. And I just truly believe there's something powerful that happens, and then also, you find yourself grieving over loss because we've had multiple losses ourselves. Even before this baby, we had 2 miscarriages back to back. And so it's just, I feel your story on so many levels and accounts. And I just thank you for sharing your platform with us. And at the end, I'll make sure that everyone drops their Facebook, Instagram information so we can all connect. But I just appreciate you for sharing that story. And I appreciate you for being so active in March of Dimes. I hear Ashley, she just joined us. Ashley, you in the car?
Yeah, headed on a trip like always. So
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna hold you, Ashley. While you here, we got Lene, Rachel. I know you know Rachel and Ebony. And just tell some advice being a mama of 4 to me real quick, and then I'll let you go because I know you're busy. Just share how many kids you have and daughters and sons and whatnot.
All right, so I have 4 children. I have a 10-year-old son, a 9-year-old daughter. She's my only daughter. I have a 3-year-old son, and then I have a 2-year-old son. And our 2-year-old is our NICU graduate. He has kidney disease. So, and Luda, Ethan. So, mom for so super important. Take time for yourself and keep your head clear so you can be the best mom to the kids that you can be. And also, once you have more than one child, make sure you spend quality time with each of your children. So, yeah, that's pretty much my advice. We do a lot of traveling, and we're always very outdoorsy and active and keep the kids going. So, that's all I have.
Good. Now, what by you having? Because Ebony just spoke about, the need for like doulas and midwifery, especially when it comes to the birth crisis and maternal health care. And I know that you did a lot of um, natural exercises to help with your birth. So can you just share that for those who are listening? And it definitely will help me, since I'm actually, Ebony, I'm gonna have a midwife. I'm gonna try to do everything naturally at home. That's the goal for this second one. So so any advice, Ashley? Because I'm like a little nervous doing it all natural.
Be very you just have to be very active throughout your whole pregnancy. I mean, listen to your body, of course, but be very active, and it's all in your mind. You have to be mentally strong and prepared to be able to prepare yourself for a natural birth. Out of all four of mine, my last two were both natural. They weren't at home. They were in a hospital setting, both of them, but I did it with no pain medication, no epidural. But it's really all in your mind. You can do it. All of you ladies were made to do it, and you're not going to be put on a path to do anything that your body can't do for you. But just be mentally strong, and like I said, exercise. Exercise helps a lot. And when you do go into labor, breathe. Like, do a lot of research on how to breathe through your labor. That's the most important part, is the breathing. So I think that's all I have. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. I wouldn't change it. I wish I would have done all of them natural after doing it twice. But just, that's about it. Just breathe through it and prepare yourself and be active.
Now, is it true that the girls are more sassier than the boys?
Oh, yes.
Little divas. Is it true?
Oh, it's so true. My daughter, I'm glad. I know why God gave me one daughter and three boys. I couldn't do it again.
Well, thank you, Ashley, for sharing. I just wanted you to come on here real quick because I know you have 4 kids. And I said, this being becoming a mom of 2, I wanted to glean from those who have 2 or more, and as well as the girl moms. I think, Ebony, you do a fantastic job with Rain, and I can definitely see that she's thriving. And so I just wanted to get some advice from you, Ashley, as you're en route. So feel free, if you have to leave, you can.
Thank you. Bye, ladies.
Thank you. And I saw your message, Ebony, so if you need to step out, you can do that as well too.
Tanisha. Oh. Hello?
I'm here.
Oh, hey. I just wanted to recommend that, if you're thinking about having a natural birth, thinking about all your breathing and stuff, to maybe do like a hypnobirthing course, because I found that's really helpful.
Okay.
I mean, obviously I had a C-section in the end, but I went into labor. And actually, she was like non-judgmental. She was very pragmatic about, you all have a birth plan, but you have to just go with what happens, in the moment. And she kind of prepared, well, the lady I spoke to who does online courses, she prepares you for different kind of eventualities, but like the breathing methods, the affirmations and everything. And she kind of guides me, like making my own affirmations, and I think those were so important, like especially just with that whole journey. And I practiced some before the birth, and they just kind of came back to me, and honestly, like, yeah, it really helped with the pain management as well, I think, because Ashley's right, it's all in your head. So if you want me to recommend anyone, like, because obviously everything's just online these days, but
yeah, definitely drop some links in the group, because like I said, I'm gonna have midwife here at the home, and I wanted that for Jaleel, to be honest, and things had to change and adjust, but any resources that you have, because I did okay. I made it 5 centimeters naturally, but I
Yeah.
was just so tired that I just opted out for the epidural because I couldn't, I was up for over a day. And because they didn't take my contractions seriously, and then they found out I was in labor once they checked my cervix twice. And so I was just like, by then I was tired. It was almost, he was born at 1:44 a.m. So I just knew I could do it. It was almost 13 hours of, the whole experience. So, but hypnobirthing, if you can just send some resources, I appreciate that. Rachel.
Yeah.
And Lene, we got like 7 minutes, y'all, and then it's going to cut off on me. So I wanted to turn my attention to Lene. Lene, do you have any?
So, I mean, there's so much, but I would say preparing you for labor. I share the experience that there were so many things that I wanted to do. I didn't get to do it. I didn't get to plan. My goal was, I had been in a pole dancing class for like 2 or 3 years. And one thing that they did was they focused on how you felt within your skin. And the exercises for body conditioning were the same way. And that was really what I wanted to translate over into both births. I didn't get that time, but I also wanted to play music during my birth experience. And I couldn't do that with either one of the kids. But I would say find a playlist that you can compilate all the way up to when it's time to go. Anything that gives you the emotion, the excitedness of being able to deliver. I would encourage that for sure, because I didn't even get a chance both with either kid to do that. But I would say focus on your vision of what you want and see what you can do to kind of prepare for that. Because in the event that you do need to deliver earlier or later than that, put something together now. I actually started a playlist for my daughter. I said, this song makes me think of love. So I had a whole playlist dedicated to her. By the time she was in the NICU, I just played it, all the songs, all of them. So I would say things like that that are personalized to you, focus on that, and the rest will come.
I get it, and I love music. It keeps me calm. And I tell my husband, we probably watch all the reruns to Martin, any comedy, Fresh Prince, take my mind off of it. But I appreciate that so much. I appreciate y'all for being here. And Alicia, you just joined. The Zoom the Zoom is going to cut off in a few minutes, but if you
if you want party. Wait a minute, I was driving all over town trying to pick up McDonald's, trying to do this, trying to do that. It's crazy.
And you're a girl mom of how many?
3.
So wisdom, drop it. You got 5 minutes.
Have fun dressing them. That's like the funniest thing ever, like dressing them. But you know what? My biggest thing is what I tell my daughters is, look for a man, that's similar to your dad, because they have a really good dad. He values his mother, a lot, and he respects her. And you know what they say, usually, you find a man that loves their mother like that, I mean, not all the time, but sometimes, they'll treat you just as well. And, for the last 20 something years, he's been a wonderful husband, wonderful father. And I just tell your girls, look, if you can find a man that's close to your dad, that would be wonderful. But I mean, I know that, we don't know if that can happen or not, but, but yeah, just, and then, don't be so critical of yourself. That's one thing that I realized about being a mom is that, with having, 2 children that are special needs out of 3, is that sometimes you can be critical and overthink. think about what you're doing. Are you doing enough? Are you just trying to, what am I trying to say? Just be easy on yourself. Just be easy on yourself. I mean, you're doing the best you can, with what you know. And sometimes, when there's, special needs involved, there's so much you're still learning, learning how to take care of them, learning what they need. It's a lot. But one thing I realized about kids is they don't remember what you buy them, or what you give them. They usually remember what you do for them more than what you buy for them. Like just being a mother, giving them your time, that's important. Then having a lot of material things. I realize that, I do like to spoil them, but the biggest thing is just being, being present, being present, showing them that it's okay to be a strong woman, and still be soft at the same time, and, not, and, that whole, like I tell my teenagers, that entire thing about, how they talk about, being that some men perceive strong women as mean, as being mean. But I just don't. I feel like that's not necessarily true. You should show your strength, show your daughters your strength. Talk to them. Teach them to be strong women. I guess that's that's all I can think of. I'm not really a talker like that.
Yeah, it's
I'm
good.
more of a writer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a writer. I do a lot of writing.
That's perfect though, because the Zoom, like I said, is going to cut off shortly. So,
yeah,
but
I'm late, but I'm here.
No, but I extended the time because I hate, we got a lot to say. And I hate when it goes so quick. Like it's 45 minutes go so quick, but I just wanted to make sure that we had enough participants to do that, to upgrade the Zoom. But I appreciate all y'all advice, and I'm trying to have these monthly, and so I'll keep y'all posted on everything. And I wish y'all all the best this weekend. And I thank you for your advice. Like I said, it's going to definitely, I'll keep y'all informed about my pregnancy as I keep going. I'm 23 weeks now and everything's going well. Yes. So it's a blessing. And so,
it sure is. Mm-hmm. It never gets old, no matter how many children you have. It never gets old.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank y'all for joining. Like I said, we'll try to do another one next month, and I'll let y'all know the times and everything.
Look, I'll try to be on time next time.
It's okay.